Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a one-on-one budget with one of my beautiful Norma's Diary BFFs who sent their numbers and asked for help during our one-on-one budget coaching. So basically I'm going to give her a completely new name just because it is anonymous when I record one of the one-on-one budget videos. I'm just not sure what to call it. One-on-one budget coaching videos. I just leave it anonymous. I don't like using people's names, and also I do get permission before I do this. So we'll give her Christina. So Christina sent through her numbers and I've printed everything out, and this is basically her story. So when I send you all the sheets, it has an option for you to write your story, your goals over here, and then you'll write your budget with your income, your savings plan, and your debt. If you hear noise in the background, I don't know what's going on. Airplanes are just flying back and forth where I live, and also with Skylar. So yeah. Okay, so her story says, so basically the question I ask here is, what are the biggest challenges you face when it comes to managing your finances and sticking to your budget? Guys, oh my word, that sounds so close. Okay, sorry, hopefully it's gone, but they've been flying back and forth the whole morning, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to record this video or else I won't be able to record it. So the question is, what are the biggest challenges you face when it comes to managing your finances and sticking to a budget? Number one is unplanned expenses that come out of the blue. Number two is overspending. Number three, an emotional spender. I don't know what's going on with the helicopters. Are they looking for someone? Number three, I'm an emotional spender. When I'm not okay, I just go to the mall and get my favorite meal. Number four, unplanned outings. Number five, family emergencies. Number six, I'm a sick baby, so every now and then I go to the doctor. Nothing chronic though, I just have a weak immune system. Number seven, using Uber to go to malls, friends, places, or somewhere else. What am I gonna do? This is just hectic. This is so annoying. Okay, and her goals is to pay off my loans, my Capitec loans. Number two, save enough money so I can take my nephew to a good school. And number three, financial freedom to be able to buy things I love. Okay, so those are her goals and that is her story, and these are her numbers. So now let's look at her budget. So I've rewrote her numbers over here, and I really hope it will be clear enough for everyone to see. I'm gonna zoom it in. So basically what you're seeing here is her debt, and then over here is all her expenses, and then down here is her income and what's left over and just what I've been working on. So let's have a look at her debt. She's got three main debts. She's got the loan, the Capitec Access, and the TFG account. In total, every month she pays 3,902 Rand into debt. So out of her income, close to 4,000 goes to debt. And then let's have a look at her bills. She's got a F&B card payment of 110 Rand, F&B funeral of 95 Rand, Capitec funeral of 320, fiber 400 Rand, so obviously her internet, DSTV 550, Netflix 99 Rand, transportation 1,000 rand, mini groceries, so I'm guessing that's her contribution at home because she still lives at home with her brother and her family, 450. She's also got lunch spending money of 500 rand and outings of 800 rand. So in total she spends 1,750 on food. Then she's got her own treats, which she said to me she smokes, but obviously I just wrote it as treats. Stockfell, 2,000 rand a contribution every month. Beauty, 600 rand. Toiletries, 300 rand. Apple Music, 70 rand. Apple Storage, 45 rand. The total amount of expenses is 7,539 rand. So her expenses plus her debt in total is 11,441 rand that she spends on her bills and her expenses. This is her income, which is 14,222 rand. So if we take the income and minus it from the bills, she has 2,780 rand left into her account, or the money that she can use basically. And she wants to learn how to use this wisely to help find financial freedom, but also to pay off her debt. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at her debt. So she has obviously written it down here for me, and I've just written it. I'm just going to write it down for you. Okay, so her debt is, I'm just trying to see what's going to be the best angle. Okay, so number one, she's got the TFG account that she wants to close, or that I want her to close, but she is trying to pay off her debt, so she does want to close it. So she's got the TFG account, and the balance on that one is 3,000 left, and the month to go to pay it off is 12. We definitely not going to pay it off in 12 months. The interest rate on that one is 31.70%. The minimum payment every month is 380, and the due date for that is the 1st of every month. Okay, and then the next one is her Capitec Access. And the balance on that one is 12,031 rand. The months she has left to pay it off is 15 months, and the interest on that one is 22.25, and the minimum payment for it is 815.66 cents, and that is due on the 25th, which is her payday. And then she's got a Capitec loan, and that one she's owing 52,000. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was on 50,000 owing my loan. Oh my gosh, 52,640, and she's got 29 months to go to pay it off, and the interest is 27.45%. The minimum payment on that one is 2,706.65 cents. And that one is due on the 25th as well. Okay, so in total, how much she pays on her debt, we said it was 3,902. Let me just find my calculator. So in total, if we go 380 plus 81566 plus 270665. Gosh, let's just start again. 380 plus 81566 plus 270665 is 3902 that she pays into debt. Let me get my red pen. So 390,231 is what she pays at the end of the month, with using her minimum payment on debt. Okay, so now what we need to find out is how much is actually going into interest. So we know the interest rate is 31%, 22%, and 27%. But how much is actually going into interest? So you're paying 380 at the end of the month, but how much out of that 380 is going into interest? So we have used a online debt calculator to get all those numbers basically. So if you could have a look over here. So number one is so this is today's date basically, November 4th, 2023. Her TFG, she's owing 3,000. That is her interest rate. That is her minimum payment. That's the one I want her to get rid of first. And that's how much goes into interest. So 79 Rand 25 cents. And then the Capitec Access, she's owing 12,031 Rand, 22.25 interest rate as a percentage. And out of that minimum payment of 815 Rand, the 22.25%, 223 Rand and 8 cents goes into interest alone. So out of that 815 minus that 223, that is what you're left with. That will go into the actual loan, so around 590 Rand. And then there is a Capitec loan. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry guys. I'm in so much pain. I am in so much pain. Like TMI, but I get the worst period pains I think in the world. I don't think I've met someone who gets period pains like me. They are so painful. So let me know what you guys use. I use Nurofen. It helps, but not as much. Okay, sorry, but let's go back to it. I'm just in a lot of pain. Okay, and then there's the Capitec loan, which she owes 52,640. 27% of that is interest that she pays her minimum payment of 2,706 Rand. And out of that 2,706 Rand, 1,200 Rand goes to interest, which means she's left with around 1,500 Rand and 3 Rand, I think, that goes to Capitec. That goes to the actual Capitec balance, to what she owes, to the 52,000. So obviously, again, that is the total amount that we have calculated, and that is the amount she currently owes right now. That's her debt, 67,635 Rand. Okay, so now let's create a plan of attack for her, because her goal is to pay off her debt, to save money for her nephew, to go to a good school, and to find financial freedom, so that she's not earning money and she's already owing people a lot of money, so owing the banks, etc. So for the TFG account, 79 Rand 25 cents already goes to interest, and then we have 815.66, so minus the 20, so 223. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. And then 1203 for the Capitec loan. Okay, so now if we, let me just zoom you out a little bit. So if we take 380 minus so if you take the 380 and minus 7925, we are left with 375 Rand that is going to the actual loan, or to the actual account card. A TFG is an account, right? Yeah, the account. 75 Rand. Okay, and then we take as well 815.66 minus 223.08. 592.58 goes to the loan. 59258. And then we have 270665, which is the minimum payment for the loan, and minus it with what goes into interest. She ends up paying only 1,503 Rand into the Capitec loan. Oh, goodness. So 150333 goes into the loan. Okay, so now that we have all the figures figured out, let's actually create a plan of attack for her. So I'm going to zoom you back in so you can see. So if we start with the TFG account, since she's only owing 3,000 Rand, I want this one gone by end of December. Let's say end of December. So she's got payday for the 25th of November and payday for around the 18th of December, because I know with December we get paid early. This one needs to be gone, and then we attack that one, the Capitec access, and then we attack the Capitec loan. So let's create the plan of attack. And if you want a one-on-one with me, I don't have any slots for now. You can watch this video and see how I do it. Buy the debt bundle. A lot of people buying the wrong thing, and then they message me, I didn't get the worksheets. You're buying the wrong thing. The debt bundle, I will link it below, and then start doing this, watching this video. Or alternatively, buy the debt bundle and wait for me to have a slot, and I'll probably have a slot in January to be able to help you. Or maybe I can fit in some people in December to help you with your budget and your plan of attack. Okay, so let's start with November. So the next dates that we are looking at for Christina is November. So November 25th is her payday. Her TFG account is currently sitting on 3,000 Rand. The actual payment is 375 cents. That goes into the TFG account. The interest amount is 79 Rand 69. So how much are we going to put into extra payments? So now this is when we go back to the budget. Once she's made all her payments and all her bills are out, she is left with 2,780 Rand and 69. Now remember, beauty, treats, all of that is already there. So it's not saying like, oh no, what about this or that or that. Right now, we're using whatever we can to make sure we get out of this debt. It's unnecessary. You don't need it. It's just a clothing account. Close it. You will save money for your clothes. Sorry, that's just tough love here. That's what I do. Okay, let's go back to it. So she's left with 2,780 in her budget. I recommend 1,500 Rand goes into the TFG account as an extra payment. If you take what's left over minus the 1,500 Rand that will go into a TFG account, she's now left with 1,280 Rand. Okay, so let's have a look here. I don't want to confuse you. Let's see if there's enough space for me to write everything. Okay, so extra payments. Remember, so from her amount, she has 2,780, 2,780, right? So I say we must minus 1,500 from there, that she can put into extra payments. So I'll just put it here as 1,500 as an extra payments for November 25th. And then she'll be left with, so 2,780 minus 1,280. 1,280 can be what she puts into. She can decide. Maybe she can decide to put like 600 rand into the nephew's fund. And then she's left with another 600 rand as an emergency, just to, if anything pops up at home or whatever, and she needs to use the money, she's got just 600 rand to spare, kind of thing. So it's like saying, guys, if you need anything, I just have 600 rand. I don't have anything else. So that's why we have to leave that buffer. So closing balance after she pays the extra. So if we go 3,000 is what she'll start with in November, minus 300 rand and 75 cents, minus 1,500 rand as the extra, she will be left with 1,199. 1,199.25 cents. Okay, and now when December payday comes, her opening balance should be the 1,199, unless she went and buy a new pair of jeans. But why would you allow yourself to stay in this debt because of a pair of jeans? Don't do it. So in December, you should be opening the balance of 1,199. They will deduct the 380 from your account, and you will now be left with so obviously the 380. The 7,969 is just interest. So now the 1,199.25 cents minus 375, you'll be left with 809,850, which will go straight from extra payments. So you are going to pay that 898.50 cents and close that account. That account is now closed. Now you are left with the Capitec Access and the Capitec Loan. So the next one we're going to start tackling will be that Capitec Access over here, since it's 12,000 that you will be owing, and the interest is also high. So let's have a look at how would she tackle that. Okay, so January will come, payday. January payday, her opening balance for her Capitec, let's say 12,003. Chances are it will be lower just because of the minimum payment that will go out in December anyways. But let's work with the 12,000 just in case anything happens and it's still on 12,000 by January. This is your plan of attack. Okay, Christina? So actual payment for that. So remember, they will deduct the 815 from her, but actually 592.58 is what she will pay. So actual payment for that is 592.58. Okay, her interest alone is 22308. Remember, it's what we had calculated here. So 22308 is just the interest, and how much is now going to go into extra. So if we grab our calculator and go 12,031 minus 592.58, she's now left with 11,438. Okay, so let me write it down so I don't forget. So 11,438 and 42 cents. I'm just going to say and 39. 11,439, just to round up. Okay, so now she now has, let's have a look at her bills again. Remember this 380 that they used to deduct from her as a minimum payment? It's no longer going to be deducted because she's closed that account, which means she now has 2,780 left plus 380. Okay, so if we, let me write it over here. No, I'll write it here. So basically, if we go 2,780 that was left from her bills anyways, plus now an extra 380 that won't be deducted from the TFG account because she's closed it in December. This is how much she has left now from her bills. Okay, she has 3,160 Rand remaining from her bills now. Now, out of the 3,160 Rand, I am proposing that she adds 500 from that extra payment that we said is going to go to her TFG, and now she makes it 2,000 as an extra payment every single month into a Capitec Access, which means if we minus 2,000 from here, she is now left with 1,160. And again, 600 Rand of that goes to the nephew, and she's left with around 500 Rand to spare because she's trying to pay off that debt. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now let's get into how is this gonna work. So let's go back to the 12,031, subtract the monthly payment of 592.58 after obviously the interest takes its amount, which will equals 11,438.42 minus 2,000. She's now left with 9,438.42 is what will be her closing balance in January. So and then February comes. Hope you guys can see. I keep feeling like I'm on the way. February comes. Now she's opening 9,400. So we're going to say 39 just to round up. 39 minus 592.58. That is her monthly deductions and an extra 2,000. So let's subtract. Minus, so that was the opening balance, minus 592.58 minus 2,000. She now has 6,000, I want to say 68, 6,845.84. Okay, March. That's her opening balance, 6,846, just rounding up, minus 592.58 and an extra 2,000 that she's going to transfer to that account. So can you guys see? Let me put it here. Minus 592.58 minus 2,000. 4,243.26. April. 4,244 should be the opening balance, minus by the minimum payments, minus by an extra payment. So subtract 592.58 minus 2,000. She's now left with 1,660.68 cents. Okay, so now she's left with 1,660.68 cents, and that's going to be her opening balance for May, which will be 1,661. I'm just rounding up. That's what I'm doing. Minus minimum payment that will be deducted from her of 815, which obviously the 223 goes into interest, and what's left is the 592. And then 258. She's now left with 1,068, and that is what she will pay. 1 $0.6810, and she will close that Capitec access. So by May, end of May, she should have one debt left of that Capitec loan, the biggest one, the 52,000. This is now what she's going to be attacking. I'm not going to go through the whole loan. The video is getting so long and I know you guys are enjoying it. But this is basically what I would recommend she does now. So when June comes, June payday comes, let's go back to her budget. She now has an extra 815 and 380. Take those two and add it to the remaining of what she had left anyways from her bills. So 2780 plus 380 plus 815 equals to 3975 is her new remaining of the bills once she's paid off these two. Okay, now let's have a look at how she will attack her third loan. So when June payday comes, her opening balance, let's say it's 52,000, which I doubt, again, because of the minimum payments that are going to be happening monthly anyways. But let's work with 52,000 just because of the video. You know, I don't want to confuse anyone. The actual payment for this Capitec loan, the actual payment ends up being 1,503 because 1,200 goes to the interest and that is the minimum payments. So from her accounts, they will deduct 2,700 Rand. 1.2 goes to the bank as their interest, and then 1.5 will actually chip away that amount and make it go smaller. So the actual payment for the loan is 150333. The interest amount is 120332, which obviously we don't even count. And then now the extra payment. So since we are left with 3975, I propose that she adds another 500 Rand. Remember, we started on 1.5 and then 2,000. Let's make it 2,500 Rand. Now you're snowballing. Now you're quickly paying this off because of that snowball effect, that snowball method, basically, of paying off your debt. So what are we going to be left with here? So if we go, first of all, if we go to 3975 minus 2.5, she's got 1475 left. 600 goes to the nephew, and then she is now left with 800 Rand to spare. So if we go 52604, which is the loan that she's owing, minus 150333, which is the minimum payment, and then minus an extra 2,500, she's going to be left with 48,667 as a closing balance in June. Okay, and then July, she will open it up with 48,601, just rounding up again, minus 150333, minus an extra 2,500. And how much will that be? So minus 150333 minus 2,500 is 44,597.34. Now what I'm going to do, I hope it doesn't confuse you. If we take this amount, okay, this amount that is left. So first of all, let's add how much she is actually paying into her loan by this time. So we've got the 1503 plus the 2.5. Together it is 4,003.33 cents. That's how much she's paying. So if we take how much she will be owing in July and divide it by 4,003, so if we go 44,597.34 cents divided by 4,003.33 cents is 11, which means in 11 months, so basically June 2025, she will be debt free. Now, she did say she gets some incentives here and there. So if she puts more than 2.5, she'll be debt free earlier than this date. But if she goes with this plan of attack that I have drafted down over here, then by June 2025, she will have no debt. And that is the plan of attack for Christina's budget. I really hope you enjoyed it. And what's nice about this is that she's paying off her debt. She's still putting money to her nephew, which is her goal. And she's starting to see financial freedom, a healthy relationship with finances, because she's going to see progress by making sacrifices and putting in that extra amount of money. And it's so sad, obviously, to see that extra amount of money going into debt when you could be buying nice jeans and nice clothes and going on vacations. But it will feel so much more freeing when you are debt free in June 2025, when you can actually plan a vacation and not worry about, oh my gosh, I didn't pay for this loan, oh my gosh, that amount bounced here, this or that. When you're seeing your savings grow, and it's a little sacrifice, it's a little bit of bites that you take on the sandwich or on the debt that's going to help you completely pay off the whole thing and not feel like trapped, like you owe someone. Like if you had to lose your job right now, you would be in trouble because you owe so much money to the bank or to whatever. So I really hope she follows this plan of attack. I trust she will. She really reached out and really wanted me to help her, and I'm excited for her. This is so doable. This is amazing. I cannot wait to be in this position, but I am happy with the progress I have been making as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it, comment down below what you learned, what kind of video you'd like me to do next, and also I really do appreciate you guys. I will be announcing the pre-orders very soon. I'm assuming it will be 11/11. I love that number, 11th of November. But I'll definitely keep you updated on Instagram, but also here on YouTube. Thank you guys. Bye.